believe that one day the American government will ask questions. One day the Nigerian government, the judiciary, will answer questions on how what transpired, because the law that was used against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's no longer in existence. So the Southeast politicians who are lying, they are the one championing political solution, doing all manner of things to make sure that they're able to trap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to a corner. But God that sent him, the Abiyama that sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will not put him to shame. But let me just state it very clearly on the development right there in Sokoto prison, that have suddenly become a maker point, and therefore triggering a form of security issues within where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held in Sokoto prison. A lot of crowd, we don't know who is who and all that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is relatively not really comfortable with the kind of people flooding the Sokoto prison just to have a handshake or a talk show or whatever, seeing him. Some are even agitating to see him. There's a lot of queue there, a lot of things that are playing out. There's massive heavy security. A lot of people want to get to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I think it has triggered some questioning over the safety of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continuous staying in Sokoto prison. And in that regard, well, of course, there was a court sitting today for a lot of people who do not know what is going on in Abuja currently now. Before now, the Nnamdi Kanu's brother filed a motion which was adjourned to today. And today, there was a push, an application in the court to grant an expected order allowing a certain court to take decision based on expected order that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be moved from Sokoto to somewhere within Abuja Aziz in continuation of his appeal, applications and the rest of them. Recently, Mazi Nnamdi has come out to say that because of the flooding of different people, Hausas, Yorubas, people, within that vicinity, everybody want to get to him, that he doesn't know who is who. And yes, there was security for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but I think, he said not actually that, that he knows that that place is being flooded, and he has sensed some level of, infiltration or in terms of challenging his personal security. And in that regard, there was need for the team to report back to Omotosho and challenge that process of trying to get an expected order. What expected order means in legal terms means the power of the court to grant the party jurisdiction or judgment without involving other parties like the federal government and the whatever that's involved. Let it be the decision of the court. But in response to that, well, Omotosho felt otherwise, adjourned the case. But what he's trying to say is that there is a motion on notice. That motion on notice, he couldn't be able to pass judgment based on that. That there should be a written, analysis, on the report so far that will be served to all the parties before he will now take a decision how to relocate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kuje, from Sokoto prison to maybe within Abuja Axis. Anything within Abuja Axis, Nasarawa, might not be too okay for Mazi Nnamdi to continue to pursue his appeal applications, file his appeal applications and all that, and possibly sit down and be able to outline how he is going to get to a lawyer. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's appearance in the court today, was not upheld by Justice Omotosho's court, which is the Federal High Court, Abuja. That is the development for now. So what this signals is that since the case has been adjourned, then all other parties that are involved, including the federal government, the DSS, the police, whatever, have to be put on notice, and that's the motion on notice, after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has filed an ex parte order, telling the court to immediately pronounce that he should be moved to Abuja. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. Omotosho is still insisting that he has to get the federal government, put the federal government and other parties involved on notice. Pending when that is being carried out, that is when the appeal process is going to start. Possibly, it has to. Omotosho have no option than to accept the appeal, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But from what we are hearing about the state of this Omotosho, currently now, we nobody know whether he was actually represented in court or he was present in the court. But what we are hearing, according to the news that's making waves, all is not well. All is not well. We are hearing that he been hospitalized somewhere in Dubai. We don't know how that story is, whether it is true or not, but it has been reported on several platforms that, people are saying it was the cause Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually placed out there that is all triggering his health challenges. And Alanda, he's not talking, he's not breathing, he's surviving on oxygen currently now. We don't know what actually break him down, but we cannot satisfy the truth of this story. But of course, that is still trending. Nobody knows what is going to happen.
Okay, but we saw Nnamdi Kanu's brother, fight for that motion previous just before today, and his case was turned down. They said he's not a lawyer and he cannot represent his brother, which is Nnamdi Kanu. But do you think there's a plan, to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu constitutionally? Like they don't want him to, practice or they don't want him to take to his own rights now by appealing as regards the judgment that Omotosho passed. Do you think that there's a constitutional they are trying to, they don't want Nnamdi Kanu because he might win?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu should open up that space. He's the one that's in charge. He's the one who looks as if he tells Omotosho what to do. If he just forget all these pranks he's playing, trying to frustrate what? Is it the first time that people are going to appeal and within few days, they file in the application and the appeal court and the appeal process will commence? But all these, roadblocks they are mounting here and there against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's just deliberate, just to make sure that they muzzle down and whistle and break the spirit of courage and focus on what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. But you see, let it feel that the government feel that are very stubborn after their federal government that can do anything and all. The world is watching, the whole world is watching. And tomorrow they will not say, they are not aware or this is what happened. The world is documenting these things that are happening everywhere. Thank God for the conference of world judges that have come out to condemn that judgment. The judgment did not enter, it did not fly. A lot of condemnation everywhere. Nobody has come out. Even the retired judges in Nigeria, according to Maxwell, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, has actually come out, to condemn this. We don't know the motive why Omotosho actually choose that particular direction, and we don't know the motive of the federal government why they actually choose that particular direction. But if you look at some body languages of some, north people from the north and people from the east, politically, politicians like Ojuso Kalo and the rest of them, you can see that their judgment and their words, it shows that there might be something behind. There might be something behind this thing we are seeing today against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But unfortunately, it's our prayer that justice will not be delayed. Justice will be seen to be done. And if justice is not seen to be done, like the one man was advising, they should not take the silence we are seeing in the entire eastern part of the country as cowardice. As people now, they should not see it. They know why there is this silence. But the fact remains, Nnamdi Kanu is the most popular person in the entire southeast, south Nigeria. No politician is more popular than him currently now. Nnamdi Kanu commands over 85 million people around the world. Without a gun, without just word. And I don't know how words has become violent in Nigerian constitution He has not gone. He has nothing. But anything can happen. They will just look for a way to just carry on. But they forgot that the continuous unjustified, attack and injustice in Nigeria is what is actually bringing the nation down. It might look as if you have satisfied the Northerners who does not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to stand his ground or what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is advocating for. It might have satisfied the Nigerian politicians. It must have also satisfied the interests of whoever that's against this unfortunate unity. But I can tell you, time and prosperity have a way of paying back.
Okay, but do you think on the 27th of January, do you think that Nnamdi Kanu will finally be transferred? Because just like you said, do you think that Tinubu now should order Omotosho so that Nnamdi Kanu can be transferred to his preferred location so that he can easily fight for his appeal peacefully and safe?
Okay, let me tell you very clearly, whatever the Southeast politicians are doing, whoever that's involved in this thing, whoever that is involved in this manipulation, it will get to a time that it will get the world attention seriously, and another story will enter. When they were killing Nigerians in this country, killing Christians in this country, burning houses, doing all manner of things continuously, nobody believed that one day the American government will ask questions. One day, the Nigerian government, the judiciary, will answer questions on what transpired, because the law that was used against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's no longer in existence. So the Southeast politicians who are lying, they are the one championing political solution, doing all manner of things to make sure that they're able to trap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to a corner. But God that sent him, the Abiyama that sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will not put him to shame.
So guys, breaking. The International Criminal Court of Justice, the ICC, has already demanded Omotosho to show them and prove to them the law that permits him to convict and sentence Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. Omotosho is already in trouble with how things are going because an executive summary was also sent to President Donald Trump of the United States of America, telling him about the injustice and telling him about how Nnamdi Kanu was unlawfully and illegally sentenced to life imprisonment. The ICC are already involved in this very case, and Omotosho is in trouble. Away from that, Nnamdi Kanu is winning towards his freedom from the Sokoto prison because Kanu has just filed the first petition against Justice J.Omotosho, and Omotosho seems to be a stumbling block in Nnamdi Kanu's release. But Omotosho shouldn't worry because the ICC are involved and the ICC have their eyes on him. Donald Trump also received an executive summary about the character of Justice J.Omotosho in the Federal High Court, and Justice J.Omotosho is actually in trouble because recently Trump received an executive summary on the briefing on how the November 28th judgment went in the Federal High Court in Abuja. And in this very session, there are two other video clips I'll be displaying here for you guys to watch. After watching these two video clips, I'm going to be showing you the first petition that was sent in by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the court had no other option than to fix a day for that very hearing of that very motion. And Nnamdi Kanu has all evidence. Nnamdi Kanu has all backings to prove that Omotosho had no jurisdiction to sentence him to life imprisonment on November 20th. Because in the first place, Kanu had no case to answer. Because if he had a case to answer, the UN working group wouldn't have vindicated him, the Kenyan High Court wouldn't have vindicated him, and the appeal court in 2022 wouldn't have vindicated him. So Nnamdi Kanu has a strong chance against Justice J.Omotosho, and Omotosho also, I must use this opportunity to tell him to desist from making Nnamdi Kanu frustrated, because Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man and he committed no crime to warrant a life sentence from Omotosho. At this point in time, I'll let you guys watch the two videos that are about to play, and after watching these two videos, we are going to be heading straight to the court motion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Let us continue praying for Nnamdi Kanu. Continue praying. God will see him through.
We were praying and hoping, and we worked very hard for acquittal. Not because He no get lawyer, now he make the judge convict him. No. So whether you bring 10 lawyers, 10 senior advocates of Nigeria, or whether you bring one or you bring 100, they go still do them as them like. Anybody we like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and we believe say no do anything to warrant the kind thing where happened to them yesterday, that person, if you know they cry outside, they go they cry inside. But another thing why I go tell you be say, you get as this case come they go at some point. We can't hold meeting. We can't say you get how this case they go. It be like say they don't predetermine the outcome. We don't know who predetermine them, or we know no talk say that judge predetermine them. So for this Nnamdi Kanu case, we can't suspect say they don't make up their mind too. Sometimes they say everything na strategy, and advice where we give them for secrecy, no be and why go come they talk for camera. So it be like say everybody come decide say e go carry less risk. Make you no be like say we be undertaker. Now lawyer carry and go slab. Now lawyer carry and go the person where they do an injury. And he too, he agree. Everybody agree. Say that defense where he go give himself and be the best. And luckily for us, the man no book. He dey learn quick. The only thing we remain for was Nnamdi Kanu and law degree. And if he go law school, na first he go carry. He dey understand law well. Better pass some lawyer self. I been the talker, say the case pass judicial, it pass legal. That case now for political matter. It be political matter. If you carry and go court, you go pass every judge. It pass that judge. This Nnamdi Kanu case, a pass court. Now case for President Tinubu na go settle am. So now today we come double up, come hurry, get the CTC of the judgment. CTC means certified true copy. You cannot go on appeal without getting that CTC. For Monday, we don't knock for court of appeal door. If we no do am for Monday, Tuesday, no go pass.
Honestly, no be lie when they say pikin wey say im mama no go sleep, say he himself no go follow sleep. Since Justice J.Omotosho sentenced Nnamdi Kanu to life in prison, he never rest. Even the federal government sef never rest. Now the International Criminal Court, ICC, they say make Justice J.Omotosho provide a written law wey im use convict Mazi Kanu to life imprisonment. Make una watch the video, drop your own opinion too.
News. International Criminal Court ICC asks Justice J.Omotosho to present the exact written law used to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Show me the law. Show me the law.
To convict any man without a written law. If such an action is taken, it becomes an international violation and the world will demand accountability. My people, you will still remember that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was busy asking Justice J.Omotosho to present the written law. Now, the International Criminal Court is now demanding the written law. All right, let's see as it goes.
So guys, let's head into the business of the day. Court hears Nnamdi Kanu's motion seeking his transfer from Sokoto prison December 8th. And I read the news in details. The Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed December 8th for hearing in a motion ex parte filed by Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra (IPOB). Justice J.Omotosho fixed the date on Thursday after he declined to give audience to Kanu's younger brother, Prince Emmanuel, who announced appearance for the IPOB leader in spite of not being a lawyer. Kanu, in the motion ex parte, personally signed by him, had sought an order that, in view of the impossibility of the applicant Kanu being present in court or chambers to personally move the motion, this motion shall be deemed moved in absentia and in terms of the motion. He also sought an order compelling the federal government and or the Nigerian Correctional Service (NCOS) to forthwith transfer him from the Sokoto Correctional Facility to a custodial facility within the jurisdiction of this honorable courts. Alternately, Kanu sought an order transferring him to the court's immediate environs, such as the Suleja or the Kefi Custodial Center, for the purpose of enabling the applicant to effectively prosecute his constitutional guaranteed right of appeal. When the case was called on Thursday, Justice Omotosho asked for appearance of a lawyer, but Kanu's younger brother, Emmanuel, who is not a lawyer, then announced appearance for the IPOB leader. The judge then told Emmanuel that such an application cannot be moved by him. In brackets, Omotosho said, "This expert motion cannot be moved on the convict's behalf because you are not a legal practitioner," he said. Now you can imagine Omotosho saying that that very motion of Nnamdi Kanu cannot be moved. But did you grant him access to appear in courts? A court demanded that Nnamdi Kanu should appear in Abuja, and this same court did not issue a letter of demand to the National Correctional Center that should have made them free Nnamdi Kanu. And now Omotosho is saying that Nnamdi Kanu's brother cannot stand in for him when you never granted Nnamdi Kanu's presence in the courts. What is happening in this country, I must ask? What is happening? You illegally sentenced him to life imprisonment, only for him to file an expert motion. His brother came out to stand in for him, and you said that very motion will not be moved. Omotosho, why are you this evil? I must ask, Omotosho, why are you this evil? What wrong has Nnamdi Kanu done? Why are you suffering your fellow man because of bribe? Kanu is innocent. We all know that Kanu is innocent. But Omotosho keeps on tormenting innocent Nnamdi Kanu. What has Kanu done to deserve all this? What has he done? Well, let's continue. Justice Omotosho, who advised Emmanuel to engage a knowledgeable lawyer, said that a lawyer who is grossly inadequate in knowledge of appellate procedure should stop misleading the public. In quotes, look at what Omotosho said, in quotes, "I think it is high time we address the rights opinion. Appropriate legal advice is necessary," he said. Justice Omotosho consequently refused to give audience to Emmanuel, having not been a lawyer. The judge adjourned the matter until December 8th for hearing of pending application. You can imagine Omotosho saying that the very case was adjourned to December 8th. But the question now is, will Omotosho grant Nnamdi Kanu the right to be present in court on that very day? Because the National Correctional Facility needs a letter of approval from the courts that Kanu has to be allowed freedom to head to Abuja in order to defend himself on December 8th. It's not about fixing the dates being December 8th. It is about Nnamdi Kanu being present in court to defend those charges leveled up against him. Because Kanu has no case to answer. And I'm very glad that the ICC are now involved in this very case. Because what Omotosho is doing to Nnamdi Kanu is nothing but injustice. It is a crime against humanity. Kanu has suffered for what he does not know. You treat Nnamdi Kanu as though he's not from this very country. And you treat him as though he's a terrorist when in truth he's not a terrorist. Meanwhile, those who are terrorists are working freely in this very country. Imagine recently, they are now converting terrorists into the Nigerian army. They are now turning terrorists to repentance, calling them, tagging them repentant Boko Haram terrorists. and they are now enrolling them into the Nigerian army. Meanwhile, he never found a weapon on Nnamdi Kanu's hand, and he sentenced him to life imprisonment, claiming that he was inciting violence. Which violence did Nnamdi Kanu incite? Well, at this point in time, I'll let you guys tell me what you feel about this in the comment section below. Do well to like this video, do well to share this video, and do well to hit the subscribe button below for more trending updates.